lot about Terence Crawford. There's rumours that Terence Crawford and Canelo.
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Eesh. Amir Khan advises Terence Crawford not to do that. That's fight Canelo Alvarez. Payday. You want payday? I know that. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, the clip you heard at the beginning was Olympian silver medalist Amir Khan, and he talks about a potential fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. And he said, if it were up to me, I would advise Terence Crawford not to take that fight. Now, the interesting thing here is a couple things, which I'm going to break down my thoughts in this video. One, Amir Khan is a guy who has experience fighting both fighters. He fought and faced Canelo Alvarez. It was the first boxing match at the T-Mobile Arena. I was there for that particular fight week, and that was a fight where he was doing good versus Canelo Alvarez. One fatal flaw and mistake, Canelo Alvarez knocked him out. Boom. Then he later fought a couple fights. It was 2 fights after that Canelo fight against Terence Crawford. And in the Terence Crawford fight, Terence Crawford dropped him in the first round, and, you know, not as much happened in the second. And then ultimately, Amir Khan said he was low blowed, and the fight on pay-per-view, it made it for a bad pay-per-view if you ordered the fight. The fight ended because Amir Khan said he couldn't continue because of a low blow. So Amir Khan is a guy who's been in the ring with both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. And you just heard at the beginning, he's advising Terence Crawford not to take a Canelo fight. And if you listen again, don't take my word for it, go to the beginning. It sounded like he was going to say, I would favor Canelo Alvarez. But since at the end of his career, he started training out of Crawford's gym and he started working with Bomac, it sounded like maybe out of that relationship there or a respect level, he didn't want to go and say that. But common sense would tell you, if he's been in the ring with Canelo, he's been in the ring with Terence Crawford, why would he advise Terence Crawford not to take a fight if he thought Terence Crawford would dog walk Canelo Alvarez or beat him up? Now, I know Amir Khan has done other interviews where he was questioned about the same fight, Canelo versus Terence Crawford. And, he was basically saying Crawford could make it interesting if he boxes. If he boxes well, he's a switch hitter and things like that. But he also said in that same interview, in those past interviews, that size does matter. And he told you Canelo's a beast at that weight class. Now, my thoughts. I keep saying the same thing. First of all, Terence Crawford said he was pretty much capped out at 154. If you watch post-fight interviews immediately after he beat Errol Spence, he said 154 was basically his max. And then I think it was on the Hot 97 interview that he did. Then after Shakur Stevenson made a comment saying, oh, I picked Bud to beat Canelo at any weight, right? And then the fans heard this and started saying like, oh, okay, make it happen. And then later Crawford switched it and said he would be willing to fight against Canelo Alvarez by moving up 3 weight classes. He's not even fought at 54 or 60, but bypassed those 2 weight classes to fight in a 3rd weight class, which is super middleweight, which to me is a bit odd. And you don't really see that in modern boxing. And if you do see it, it usually doesn't play out great for the person, whoever's doing that, because it's a crazy jump. I've told you on my channel, I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. If Crawford was naturally Canelo's size, I would pick Crawford all day without any qualms or questions about it. But if you're going to tell me that he's going to move up, not acclimate to the division, and first fight is an elite guy 3 divisions up like Canelo, I think that's a bit much. And it's funny because you're hearing people who definitely have a respect for Crawford, like Amir Khan and also Shane Mosley and Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi picked Errol Spence to beat Crawford, but after Paulie Malignaggi gave Crawford all his props, saying that Crawford surprised him and is a terrific fighter. But Paulie Malignaggi, Shane Mosley, all said that Canelo was just too big, right? And then now you have Amir Khan, who's basically was a stablemate, and he developed a friendship after fighting Crawford, and he's telling Crawford to stay away from that because he knows he was brutally knocked out with one punch. And that's the downside when you bite off more than you could chew and you give up too much weight, is even if Crawford is doing terrific, you're just fighting a naturally bigger guy, because Amir Khan was boxing Canelo well in the first 4 rounds, but Canelo started to close the gap in round 5, and then in round 6, boom, it was history because Canelo was just too strong and he just outweighed him. So I told you my thoughts, they don't really change in circumstances like this. I don't really fancy these types of fights because it's like a video game fight to me. I don't consider it like the natural order of things. It's like a lion versus something that's out of his normal food chain. Like if you ever watch nature shows, Nat Geo and Animal Planet and stuff like that, lions naturally have certain enemies like hyenas, right? But then if you just mix and match and put a lion in with the piranha or something, it's just a weird match. You see what I'm saying? It's like lions and hyenas, that kind of goes together. They're based on the territory they roam, they share the same territory, so that conflict will emerge. But like a lion versus piranhas, it's weird. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel about Crawford versus Canelo. But hey, if you guys keep pushing this fight, then let's see it. 2 big names. You know, if Canelo beats Charlo, which is an if, because Jermell is a hell of a fighter, then I guess let's see it. But I told you, for me, I think it's weird that we're talking about Crawford, no matter how talented he is, moving up 3 weight classes, like 20, 21 pounds, and giving up all that weight class. We've seen Crawford hurt before by Mean Machine and Gamboa, and people are really entertaining this. And you have Amir Khan, who fought both guys, and he's telling Crawford, yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you. So there's obviously something that Khan thinks, but he's kind of holding back a little bit. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business. I'm out.